Welcome back to another edition of Baldwin and Creech. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And today we're going to talk about what it means to be a gentleman. As you can tell, our show is actually named Gentlemen of Style. And so what encompasses that for you? We got to find out what is your perception of what a gentleman is and what does that encompass and what does that mean to you as a man?
Yeah, so, just give it some thought. Look back over your life. Have you been a gentleman? Are you a gentleman? Will you be a gentleman? What does a gentleman do? For example, a gentleman opens a car door for his significant other. A gentleman opens the door and lets her go through first. A gentleman walks on the side of the road that's closest to the traffic. What else does a gentleman do, Terrence?
A gentleman learns how to speak with their significant other.
Right.
It's very important when you're having a conversation that you're also listening. You can do both.
Right.
If you haven't figured that out, you can do both. But it's important that you're listening to what she's saying so that you don't miss little things that she's trying to let you know. Because as men, sometimes we tend to be very literal.
Right.
You tell us something and we take it at face value and we move on. So it's very important to be a very good listener with your partner, as well as to be a person that can conversate and make that conversation flow better. And I know it's hard sometimes as men, we don't always kind of get it the way women get it, but those are the important things that cultivate and help you become that gentleman.
Yeah, I totally agree, Terrence. So I think some of the other things that gentlemen need to be conscious of, definitely your actions at all times, because you're being watched all the times. I think a gentleman sets a good example. It's very important. Every day you're being watched, and don't think you're not, because you are. And when you're doing the right things and you're deliberate about the things that you do, then other people, they can learn and they take from the good things that you impart. So be conscious, be deliberate about the things that you do. Integrate those good things into your style, because style is more than just clothing or fashion or things of that nature. It's your attitude, it's your walk, it's your talk, it's all of that. So just be deliberate. Be deliberate about the things that you do.
And don't get caught up on, the show is called Gentlemen of Style. Don't get caught up so much on the style. If you had to get caught up on anything, get caught up on the gentleman, especially our men. Get caught up on the gentleman part. If you got to get caught up on something,
right.
But really don't get caught up on any of that. It's all encompassing in terms of what we're trying to build, which is
right.
better men. And we're doing it our way, we're doing it with our flair,
right.
But it has nothing to do with us trying to change anybody for the worse or trying to make people think that they're not good enough. I won't say our job, but what we've taken on as our job is try to help people be better, where we can
right.
do little things that you might be able to implement to help you be better as a man.
Yeah, finding a better you.
Yeah.
That's what we're about. We want you to be better than where you were at yesterday.
Right.
And it doesn't take a whole lot, just a little bit at a time. Because these little things, they're so easy to miss, but at the same time, they're so easy to do as well.
Exactly.
So just take your time, watch what you're doing, be deliberate what you're doing, and become a gentleman.
What else you think a gentleman? What else you think? You could add to your repertoire or add to your life to make you a better gentleman. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, what else could I really do? It's probably a lot of things, and I guess that's one of those things where we probably need you listeners and our audience to kind of, connect with us, hit us up on our social media, kind of give us some other thoughts, some things that we may have, may not have actually put in the show, something that we could actually add and kind of continue to build and talk about that,
Yep, exactly.
What you got?
Setting an example, we talked about that. You're being watched, goes back to setting an example. Easy to do, easy not to do.
And the other thing, now that I think about that, when we're talking about setting an example, as men, you have to understand, there are young men coming after us or coming up behind us. And we want to start showing these young guys a better way and a better path. We've got the young men that are, 13, 14, and 15. Those are great, impressionable ages of young men to show them a great path, to put them on that good path and give them that boost that they need to get out in the world and do something productive and positive.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something we as men, we really need to think about that. As we do things, they see what we do. And if they start emulating the things that we do and we're not being gentlemen or we're not treating our women right,
Right.
that's where that comes from going forward and the cycle continues. So let's be mindful of that.
Be very mindful of that. Yep. You got anything?
No, I think we touched base on it. We got a couple of things that we'll touch base on again, but I think we kind of gave you a little brief overview of some things that we look at, some tips that you can use to try to incorporate to try to be a better gentleman.
Yeah. So there it is. Be a gentleman.
Yep, that's it. So as usual, make sure you guys are checking us out and following us on YouTube. First and foremost, because that's where our channel is. So go to YouTube, make sure you subscribe. You can like too, make comments, but make sure you subscribe in order to be able to leave comments and those things so we can see it. You have to subscribe. And also you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Right. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it for now. Yep.
So that's it for us. Thank you again for tuning in with Baldwin and Creech, Gentlemen of Style.
I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech.
Have a good one.
All right.